You would hit New. You would name it. You're going to select ASA 842. So I already did this already. If you did this with me in week 1, you're set already. Don't worry about it. All right. It's going to ask you for where the QEMU binary is. So you point it at that QEMU-EXE. You give it the amount of RAM you want to give it. And then those 2 files that you downloaded, you browse for them. You tell them where they are, and then you click Finish. I'm not going to do that because I've already gotten this done. Once you do that, you can come to the firewall icon right here. You can grab an ASA, pull it into your environment, and you're done. Before you turn the ASA on, you do want to look at how it is configured. You want to make sure that you have enough network jacks on it. So you have 4 adapters, which is fine. That will serve us perfectly fine. All right. You don't have to worry about the advanced settings. But on the HDD, okay, you do want to do this because this sets up your flash. All right. And if you bear with me a second, it's been a while since I've done this. So, GNS3 ASA 8.4 flash setup. All right. There are several, as you can see, videos here. The third one down, configuring ASDM for ASA 842 GNS3. So this is what we're doing. I'm going to get to all that. Hang on. Okay, got it. Got it. All right. Let's go ahead and just grab a switch here real quick. And I'm going to do a host. I'm sorry. A host. I'm going to look for a local network, a local VM network that I can use. This will be different from your guys' system to systems. You can look in your VM network setup utility. I'm just going to use the bridged connection, which is VMnet 1. 192.168.159. So, quick note here. 168.159.0/4. Then 9.1. And we'll make my ASA.2. Okay. Connect them. And, oh shoot, what was that? VMware Virtual Ethernet Adapter VMnet 1. Okay. Hang on a second. Wow, yeah, you go to my adapter settings. That's interesting why I did it that way. Ah, if I hover over it, it tells me which one it is. That's VMnet 8. That's VMnet 1. So I want local area connection 10. You gotta be careful how you set this up, because otherwise you can goof things up. There. Why? Okay. Now, connection 10. And I'm going to use my Ethernet 0 as my inside address and hook it up. Now I'm going to turn my ASA on. First time I've actually done this, so we'll allow access. We'll right click, console.
That's not good.
Yep.
For the interfaces, can we use an actual physical interface?
Yeah, you can. But you need to make sure that that interface is up. There we go. All right, so you see it comes to the Cisco ASA prompt. If I type enable, there is no password. Just hit enter. All right. So just like a router, config T, it's going to ask you, hey, do you want anonymous error reporting? You say no. And I do not have to do the do command in an ASA. I can just type a global configuration command, and it does it. As you saw me do there with show run. So I'm going to configure gigabit Ethernet 0 on that 192.168.159 network. I just hit Q to get back to the prompt. Sorry. I'm going to go into that interface, int G0, IP add 192.168.159.2. Class C. Okay? But there's a couple other things that I have to do in a firewall appliance that I don't have to do in a router. As you can see here, I have this no name if, no security level, no IP address. Well, I just put the IP address in. Everybody told me to do that, right? You follow me there? Okay. I have to name this interface. I have to name this interface. Otherwise, any future firewalling feature that I do, I'm not going to take. I can make it a router. Actually, I can't even make it a router. Come to think of it. All right? I've got to name that interface. And that's used as a network object later on when you do network address translation, routing, access control list, everything. There are two predefined names for interfaces in any ASA. Inside and outside. And when I name the interface inside or outside, it's going to assign it automatically a specific security level. A specific security level. If I name the interface inside, it's going to assign it security level 100. If I name it outside, it's going to assign it security level 0. Now here's what that means. You can pass traffic automatically from a higher numbered security level interface out a lower number security interface. No penalty, no access list required. Automatically done. All right? So in this case, what I'm going to do, and I set this up, let's say that this is my inside interface, and I want to be able to pass traffic to the internet, which is going to be my outside interface. I do not have to write any NAT statement. I do not have to write any, well, I actually need to write a NAT statement, but I'll get to that in a second. I don't have to write an ACL. It's going to pass the traffic, no problem. Now, I try to pass traffic from a lower number interface to a higher number interface. There's an automatic ACL that's already written and applied. Okay? Now you guys remember last week when I briefly touched upon zone-based firewalling in the router and all those different steps that we had to do to set up the zone and define traffic and filter traffic? It's already done in the firewall, automatically. 2 commands. Name if and security level. And if you name if inside, name if outside, you don't have to worry about security because it's set up for you automatically. So, on the inside interface, name if inside. I'm going to do it lowercase. Security level for inside set to 100 by default. And I'm going to make gig 1 IP address DHCP. Name if outside. It's set to 0 by default. All right. Now, I want to test connectivity. I want to ping my IP address, which is 192.168.159.1. I can type ping, but I have to put in the name of the interface. Which interface am I pinging from? Oh, might help if I no shut my interface. Rookie mistake. up arrow. There we go. And I'll ping my VM interface. All right, so now have connectivity. I now have connectivity. Okay? So, here's where it gets a little tricky. Here's where it gets a little tricky. I'm going to do a show flash, and I see my flash there. Okay? I need to put my ASDM file into the flash. Okay? There's a couple different ways you can do this.
So what is the ASD?
Huh?
What exactly is the ASD?
What's it stand for?
The ASA device manager, basically. Adaptive security appliance. They don't call it ASADM. They just call it ASDM. All right. So if I go in and look at my documents. C drive. Where's my C drive? C users, my user, GNS3, images, Quemu, my image, on projects. I don't have my lab built yet for this one. Let me save this real fast. Do file, save project. Okay, so let me save my config. Right now. That's all I gotta do. And then stop. And then file, save project as, my projects. Let's see. ASA lab. Save. All right. Let me start that sucker up again real quick. This is the only thing I don't like about the ASA. It takes a while for it to boot. It's not like the routers where it's more automatic. So under Quemu, you have VM1. You have this flash.qcow2. That's your flash file, but it's encrypted. So we can't just take that ASDM file and put it in there. We actually have to move it. And you have to do this anyway if you're actually working with a real ASA firewall. So there's something I got to do. I have to first wait for this guy to come up. But I'm going to have to TFTP from my host through this network to the ASA. All right. I use a TFTP service called TFTP-D64. TFTP-D64. If you have a 32-bit machine, you would use TFTP-D32. Simple. Go to our friend Google. TFTP-D32 or 64. right.
Or service?
Huh?
There's a standardization. There's a service.
I actually think I just did the standard one, Harvey. Okay. You can do the, actually it's the first link here. And they have the latest iterations here, version 4.5. I would use the standard edition installer, download that, install it. Because if you do the service edition, it's going to boot up and start that as start a service, a TFTP service, which you don't necessarily want to have running on your PC. Okay? So once that's done and your ASA is back up and running, do a quick show run. You see my IP address is still there. All right. Now what I have to do, I have to select what my current directory is where I'm going to look for those files. So I'm just going to reset that to I put that in my downloads. Yep, I did. I want to move that file. So I'm going to go ahead and just set it as my download folder to where it's going to look for the images. And I want to set this to that VMnet that I'm working on. Okay? And I can see that that file's in there. So, okay, good, close.
Can you run it again? So basically copy the image file to the TFTP folder.
To whatever current directory that you want to be using. Alright, make sure that your interface is set to the network that you're going to be using, which in this case is my VMnet that's attached directly to that ASA. Alright, then I'm going to go back to the ASA. Let me do this here where we can see everything. And I want to go copy TFTP flash. What's the address of your remote host, which is my TFTP server? It is 192.168.159.1. What's your file name? Well, ASDM-715. ASDM-715-100.bin. What destination file name do you want it to be? I want it to be the same thing, so I'm just going to hit enter. Settings. Ah, I forgot something. My fault. No security. Your base directory. There you go. Okay, let's try this again. Arrow. Not working.
Why is the IP address different? What's this one's region .1, the interface is .2.
My ASA is .2. My ASA is .2. the interface of my VMnet is .1. So I did that ping command. Make sure I could do that. Hold on, let me monkey around with this real quick. All right. Give me a second, see if I can figure this out. I think I might know what it is. Hang on. Very important. Turn off your firewall. Try it one more time. Hopefully that was it. Yeah, that was it.
You just go over one of them.
Sorry, Harvey?
That was so fast. Especially the TFTP part.
Yeah.
TFTP software.
So what that's doing is, excuse me, putting that file into the virtual flash memory of this firewall. Once we're done with this, we're going to do 2 or 3 commands to set up ASDM. Actually, 3 commands to set up ASDM. Then we're going to access it through a web browser. Now, as this is finishing up, let me caution you about ASDM. It's very particular to Java. Okay? It's extremely particular to Java. I am using Java build 1.7. I'm sorry. 7.1. Yeah, 7.1. Sorry, 7.1. Sorry, my dyslexia got the better of me. Build 147. Build 147. And I haven't had a problem. Okay? You may have to go into the Java console and add the device by IP so you can access it. Okay? So you may have to go into the security tab of the Java console to get that to work. Okay. So now that that's done, config T, and the commands that you have to run ASD image flash, and then the flash // and then the name of the image. If you hit tab complete, if you hit flash / A tab complete, it'll do it for you. All right. Then you have to run HTTP then your network that you're going to allow traffic from. So in this case, it's 192.168.159.0, 255.255.255.0. Oh, and what interface it is inside. Okay? It's going to say, hey, your HTTP server is not yet enabled. So HTTP server enabled. And then last but not least, management access inside. Okay? Hopefully, think that's right. That does everything. Right, memory, do a quick show run. Okay, so now if I bring up a browser, HTTPS, the IP address of that ASA is .2. Do all this junk, mumbo jumbo. Okay. They'll say, hey, do you want to install the ASDM launcher or install Java Web Start? Run Cisco ASDM as Java Web Start application. Doesn't matter, you can do either or. If you do this, it's going to download it from the ASA and it'll download the application onto your system. Or you can just run it as a Java application. If you don't have Java already installed. Alright? Okay. You forgot one step, my fault. We have to create a user. Username, B Brown, whatever you want to name yourself. Password. Now passwords are different on the ASA than on the router. You remember on the router you had to do secret instead of password? A password's a password's a password on an ASA. Okay? Cisco 123. Privilege level 15. That. Okay.
How do you get there?
How do I get there? I put the IP address in.
HTTPS.
HTTPS : the IP address that I gave the interface of the ASA. After I had done the ASDM command, the HTTP engine started up, and the management interface inside command. Yeah, don't need you, sorry.